All right. Hey, everybody. Hello, hello. Greetings, Monday Night Live, and hi to everybody that's following us on the Team Up Facebook page. Oh my gosh, can you believe we're halfway through the month of January? It's crazy how fast the winter is going. And well, I'm excited. How many people are excited because our commercials have started to air? All right, have you all seen the commercials? No, look at all the faces going, no. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start the call tonight before we interview our amazing Michelle, before we have Amy share. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to take a look at how many of you have checked out the brand new Juice Plus website? Oh my word. I'm going to tell you, there's so much to get excited about. So I thought tonight, because it's airing on the Discovery Channel, morning, noon, and night, I thought we'd take a peek at the 30-second commercial and the minute commercial or something like that. So Kathy, I'm going to be the director. I've got the clipboard. Showtime.
Juice Plus is farm-to-capsule nutrition made from 30 different non-GMO fruits, vegetables, and berries. Clinically proven for over 20 years to support your wellness and makes it easy to help bridge the gap between what you should eat and do eat. Juice Plus. Goodness is our natural state.
Now that's the very short commercial. And here's the one that's just a little longer. While we're waiting to pull that up, Judy Strickler could be a commercial with that background. No, that's not there we go.
This farm isn't just any farm. It grows for Juice Plus. Juice Plus is farm-to-capsule nutrition made from 30 different non-GMO fruits, vegetables, and berries. Harvested at peak goodness to make nutrient-rich plant powders in convenient capsules. Clinically proven for over 20 years to support your wellness and makes it easy to help bridge the gap between what you should eat and do eat. Fruits and vegetables are always on the table with Juice Plus. Juice Plus. Goodness is our natural state.
Okay, guys, so those are our little, yeah, they're so well done. I think they're really well done. And remember that if you're someone that watches that Discovery Network, and you see that the first time and you might go, the awareness starts to kick off a little bit. And then you see it again when you're on the Food Network, and you see it again when on HGTV. Who wants to raise their hand? What's the second law of learning? There's Abby, everybody's screaming, repetition. Absolutely, guys, repetition. That's when it starts. When you plant the seed, they see it for the first time. It's like, oh, what was that? That was interesting. And then they see it the second, the third, and the fourth time. I think, wait a minute, I think I was on that 15 years ago. I need to go check out juiceplus.com, right? And so the more that they see it, all of a sudden, guess what happens? Repetition, law of learning, but all of a sudden their belief starts to go, you know what? This is probably a good thing, this Juice Plus. I need to check it out, all right? So talking about checking it out, I thought I'd start tonight. Number one, January is off to a huge momentum. I wanted to give a shout out to those partners that are already at 5 or more AROs. Sharina McMahon is already at 5 new AROs. Sonia, are you with us, Sonia? Already at 5 new AROs. Jen Grubb is already at 6 new AROs. That's leadership leading from the front of the room. And hats off to our own Nicole Fletcher, National Marketing Director, is coming in already with 7 new AROs. So yeah, I mean, everybody, okay. And there's tons of you. There's 18 more of you that have 3 or more. I just highlighted like the top 5. Okay, so talk about AROs. I invited our next partner affiliate to join us tonight, Michelle Halverson. Okay, so Michelle is from, I said Dayton, Ohio in my notes, but Dayton, Oregon. Okay, I know, I can hear Michelle laughing. She's from Dayton, Oregon. She's a QSSC. Now pay attention to this. This is so important because we know that the company's going to do a lead generation, right? To people who are qualified, people who watch those commercials and go to juiceplus.com and they order, and you're going to see how easy it's going to be for them to order when you see our new website. Okay. But listen to this. Michelle Halverson said yes to Juice Plus and became a partner 6 years ago. Okay. Her anniversary was in November. So 6 years and 2 months ago. She's been a qualified business for 71 months. Do the math, my darlings, because I did. She has been qualified out of those 6 years and 2 months. She's been qualified for 5 years and 9 months. All right. She also has more quad, fruit, vegetable, berry, and omega AROs than anybody else on Team Up. Okay, so she's kind of quiet and unassuming, but I'll bet when you pull back the layers of the onion, we're looking at a little human dynamo. Michelle Halverson, welcome to the call.
Hi, Terry. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So first of all, let's start. I know you have company, so thank you for being with us tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to hear your story. Why did you say yes to Juice Plus and why did you become a partner?
Well, I was seeing Kelsey Cantrell share on social media, and I knew she was one of the healthiest people that I knew. So I wanted to learn more about what she was talking about. So I started on the product, and for a year, just took it along with my mom. My mom actually gifted me my first 2 orders because I couldn't afford it. And then I learned that I couldn't afford not to be on it. So budgeted and signed up to be a rep a year later.
Well, did you have any personal experience? I mean, your mom gifted you with your first 2 orders, but did you have any, cellular experience yourself that you could share with us?
Well, I was just brand new to the health scene in general. I really didn't. I learned so much. I jumped right into a shred. The shred was just starting the 10 days. And so I jumped into a shred and found out how there were certain foods that were not serving my body. And my kids were sick after every Sunday service. We'd be sick by Wednesday. And so it eventually grew into my kids were not sick anymore. My son was the only one that didn't not show up to basketball practice one year. Everybody else got sick and he was the only one, last man standing. And we just, no more sinus infections and nothing really amazing, but I just felt good, knew that my body needed it.
Okay, so there you have it. So Kelsey Cantrell was like a commercial for you.
Yes.
Okay, way to go, Kelsey. All right, so talk to me about this, because somebody do the math. 1,800 PVC divided by 75. What do we need? Put it in the chat. How many trios do we need to be a qualified business, and how many quads do we need if somebody wants to do the math on that? So I'm going to tell you right now, Michelle, most partners feel really comfortable with approaching people with the trio, but you approach everybody with the quad. So talk to me about why is that and what's that conversation look like?
Well, I just figure, why not? I mean, all they can do is say no. So I just straight out ask, are you ready to start with all 4 blends? And then if they're not, then I give them some other options. But then I also share my own story. I started out with the duo and then added the trio. And then as soon as the omegas were ordered, then I added the omegas and just saw a huge difference. So that's what I tell people is, if you can afford it, then definitely jump in with all 4 blends. And that gives me an opportunity to educate them too, because we all know that the synergy of all 4 of them working together makes all the difference. If you want the best benefit, then you want to start out with the quad.
So, all right. So talk to me when you do your reach outs. All right. Because you're talking about education here. Are you, because everything that I'm seeing now, any kind of coaching program or anybody that you watch on social media, they're saying, get them to the conversation. Mm-hmm. So are you having lots of phone conversations or text messaging? How are you giving people this education?
I mainly do texting, and I know that's not the best probably. I love to meet with people too. I love to do events, so get them in front of, my upline and you. I've had several events where you've come into my living room from Zoom, and you've been in person in my mom's house, or actually, no, down the street at the bed and breakfast. But yeah, get them in front of people. And I love one-on-one conversations too. So I do a lot of that.
I'm going to bet that people, because of who you are and because of the way people trust you, I think people must open up to you and share. Do people share their health challenges with you?
Eventually it always comes around to that, I think, because they know what I've been doing for a while. And I think being really active, I live in a really small community too. So I think being active in your community is beneficial too. I am back in the town where I grew up in, so I know a lot of the families, and it's just comfortable to invite them to my house, to my mom's house. So I think going to the sports events and going to the gym in the local area and being involved in the school, you start, people start trusting you, I guess, and you start becoming their friend.
Yeah. And so I would imagine that is your antenna up all the time, waiting to hear, people say, I'm struggled with this, or I'm challenged with that.
I get excited about that for sure. Yeah. Because I feel like I know what can help you.
Is that what you say? Is that what you say? I know what could help you. Is that what you
I usually say I'm confident that this could really help you. Yeah. And I'm confident because I have educated myself. I mean, your Monday night calls and all the trainings that we have during the week. And I mean, from day one, when I joined, I was just soaking all this information up. And if you know your product and you know what it can do, then it automatically comes into conversation.
Okay, I know. See, that's, guys, you know what? That screams certainty. This goes back to Michelle, before Donald Miller did that training for us, remember, at a Juice Plus Live. I mean, you're coming across with a certainty. I know that this can help you. And people are waiting for that kind of certainty. So that is so powerful. Do you have any, when you share, what are some of your favorite resources that you share with people if you start engaging them in conversation?
Well, I like to, lots of people automatically go toward the fruits and vegetables because they get the free children's order, right? But I feel like you need to add the others because the omegas and the berries give you so many more antioxidants and they help with inflammation. So I think just knowing your product and knowing that research that's backing it, and that it can help with so many other, the heart, the eyes, the brain, there's just so many benefits to those other two blends that I almost, if they were to have to choose because of money wise, I would almost go with the berries and omegas now, because I just feel like when I added them, it really just gave you that extra energy, that extra boost. But like I've told you before, it's the 4. In fact, that commercial, I was surprised at the end of that when you only see the 3 blends. I'm like, where are the omegas?
Well, hopefully that's in
powerful.
round 2 of our advertising. Hopefully that's in round 2.
Well, and I think my story too, I don't know if a lot of people know, but I went through some really challenging health challenges last year, and I feel I battled a lot of inflammation and got diagnosed with something called CRPS. And I just know that this foundation of fruits, vegetables, berries, and omegas helped me fight, heal, and recover, because I see people that do not recover from this. And as horrible as it was, with Jesus and Juice Plus, I think with that foundation, I was set. And it was a couple grueling months, but I'm here to tell you that it made all the difference, because a lot of people don't come through on the other side of this.
Fight. So as we say goodbye to you tonight, and thank you to you tonight, I want us to walk away with, and we tell our own personal story, to add, this helped me fight, heal, and recover. Mm-hmm. Michelle Halverson, thank you for sharing the message about the fruits, vegetables, berries, and the quads. And
Thank you for educating me so many years, Terry. I appreciate you so much.
well, I think we need to get another Zoom event on the calendar.
all for it.
Stream me into your living room. And you know what? She's also amazing at getting seats in the seats. I mean, I've never seen anybody pack a house the way Michelle Halverson does. Seats in the seats. So if you could come back maybe in a week or two and talk to us about what that invitation looks like.
I'd love to.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks for being with us tonight, Michelle.
Thanks so much, Terry. Thank you,
Okay.
guys.
Okay. Peace and
Bye-bye.
blessings. That is
You
so
too, Terry.
cool. Good night, darling.
Good
All
night.
right. So I thought that before we jump into the website, I think we're going to do that at the end because I'm so jazzed about this. I think we're going to pull up Amy Hopkins. Amy, my darling, are you with us?
I'm here.
Okay, so Amy is a student of the book Atomic Habits, but let me tell you a little bit about her. Okay, she said yes to Juice Plus and became a partner in 2017. All right, she's had a qualified business for 54 months. Okay. All right, so both, as these commercials start continuing to air, I wouldn't be surprised for Amy and Michelle to start getting some leads. That's so exciting. Lubbock, Texas, wife, mom, all of that, nurse practitioner, and has become such a great friend. So I thought I'm going to ask her to share a nugget or two about Atomic Habits, but so go ahead. You start with that. Then I have some questions for you, Amy.
Okay, so tonight, briefly, I'm going to mention, of course, go read the book if you haven't. I know a lot of you have, but it's just good reminders for us. I want to talk about goal setting. Now, he's not against goal setting, and neither am I by any stretch of the imagination, but goals are for setting your direction. But your systems are best for making progress. Okay. And there's 4 things I want to mention right quick that he talks about. And before I do, I want to say I listened to some training. I will go and dig through training, and I found some training from Catherine Lee, and she said, and I know Terry said this too, the difference in goals versus intentions. Make sure you're setting goals. Intentions are dependent on others for the outcome. Goals are only dependent on you. So that's something that I try to keep in my mind. I want to say I want to get 5 new customers and 1 new teammate every month or whatever it is. And that is an intention. That's not a goal, because the goal those responses are based on other people's decisions to join. And so I think about that and what I can do. So my system, right, is to reach out to 3 people a day to make sure I introduce it to 3 new people a day. But I don't want to, I'll go off on rabbit holes, y'all. 4 problems with goals. Winners and losers have the same goals, right? They both want to win the game. There's no, and we just focus on the people who win. And we don't think about, all the systems that got them there. Olympians didn't just get there that day. They got there over years and years of training. Number 2, achieving your goal is momentary change. What are you going to do once you run the marathon? The goal isn't just to run the marathon. The goal is to become the runner. What is your process? And so we're going to talk a little bit about identity change next time. So on that, number 3, goals can restrict your happiness, right? So once I reach a goal, then I'll be happy. And that's not the point. It's the journey to the goal, right? It's not just the goal. We don't want to wait to be happy till we reach the goal. And then number 4, he says goals are at odds with long-term progress. Think of running the marathon. What happens after you run? So I already mentioned that. So, you have to think about what's left to push you forward. So yes, you want goals, you want to set that direction, but you got to think about the small things that continue that process to get you there. So that's my thoughts for tonight.
Oh, well, Amy, thank you, because, okay, number 1 thing, goals are for growth.
Yes.
End of story. So if you don't have one, chances are you're not growing. The other thing goals are for is to tell your brain what to focus on. And you talk about reframing goal setting. That's it. Goals are for growth, end of story. And they tell your brain that has 10,000 thoughts or 60,000 thoughts every day what to focus on. So thank you. So Amy and I are doing a training with Brandon Berber. And how does his training on protocols fit into this?
So this is very important, or very, I don't know. I mean, just something to be aware of. You know, I spent many years, these past 5 years with this company, learning all this knowledge and just sticking it in my brain. And then I would read this book and just stick it on the shelf. And I never brought it to the front and actually did the action or did the work, whatever it was. And I mean, I can learn and read all the self-help books I want to in my life, but until I do something with it, what's the point? And so, you know, daily when you get up, you have a protocol, right? And this guy that we're following, he talks about, you know, he has to exercise, he has to meditate, he has to reach out to his children, whatever it is. But this is his core things that he does every day before he starts his day. And, you know, these protocols are vital to our systems, because that is what makes or breaks us throughout our day. You know, do we just get up and scroll our phones and do whatever in whichever way the wind takes us for the day? Or are we going to be aware of that moment and live on purpose when we wake up and live in gratitude, whatever it is, whatever your protocol is? Think of a protocol to get your day started or to end your day, or, you know, and so.
And his business protocol. I mean, you know, I think like I have a protocol in the morning. I, you know, get up, I meditate, I pray, I write in my gratitude journal. I have this protocol, but 30 years in the business, I never had a business protocol. What? Business protocol? What? So I'm learning so much too. The student, I'm always the student, guys. So Amy, and I loved what we shared the other day, that you have been like on these calls and collecting Juice Plus information for years and years and years. Nothing happened until you took action. There you go. So don't be just a collector of information, my darlings. Let's get out there and spread the good news. Thank you, Amy Hopkins. That's the best. Let's give Amy a round of applause. That is so much fun. Okay. Well, not only do we have commercials airing, but we have our new, and they launched it last week. Kathy, if you could, okay, first of all, new website. Do you guys know, some of you do, that you have your own personal partner page on the Juice Plus website, where you can text someone your own personal partner page, so that when they go to juiceplus.com, it's your juiceplus.com website. So Kathy, why don't we start there? Why don't we go to juiceplus.com and then we'll take a peek at the new website. So I want to make sure everybody knows how to get their personal web page. It's just too important.
Terry, do you want me to start here?
Okay, well, we'll start. Let's show them. We'll do how to get your partner page afterwards. Okay, guys,
Okay.
This is, look at it. It's clean. It's simple. This is what we have been asking for. So when someone watches the commercial and they go to juiceplus.com, this is what they see. It's absolutely so beautiful. So when you get done scrolling, Kathy, I want you to take it all the way up to the top. I want to show when they click shop, what shows up. So let's just shop capsules. Everything you need to know right there about purchasing fruit, vegetable, berries, and omegas. They can order right there online. There's, it looks amazing, doesn't it, Abby? It's so simple. And I am so proud to send people to my website now, terryluongo.com. It's so simple. Anybody can navigate this. Kathy, go up to the Learn tab. Oh my gosh. So let's just click Learn More. Let's just click Clinical Research. And scroll down. Every single article is here. Every university is here. And I mean, the complete research is here. And then once again, if they're looking, here we go. This is the company knew what they were doing. Somebody's looking at clinical research. They're going, okay, I need to order right there. They can order again under the clinical research tab. I mean, the company paid attention. The company paid attention. Kathy, let's go back to the Learn tab. Let's go to health professionals. All right, so look at all of the health professionals that show up on this tab. Some of these doctors I've never even heard of, but I especially loved the message from Dr. Candace Corson, and I thought that we could play that tonight, because I'm going to tell you right there, I am going to be sending this to a lot of my customers this month as customer education.
The greatest challenges facing our country and the whole world today is actually a form of malnutrition called high-calorie malnutrition. It's something unprecedented in history where, at least in the developed nations, we have, in general, too many calories and way too few protective nutrients from whole plant foods. From the time that a human being starts growing, we're burning fuel, we're combining it with oxygen, and that produces our energy. In the process, we generate damaging free radicals that actually damage everything they touch. That load of damage is what eventually tears our health apart, and we're accelerating that damage in today's world. It accelerates with stress, it accelerates with every environmental toxin, and it accelerates with the lack of protective nutrients. The only thing that will truly protect against that level of damage is fruits and vegetables. That's the mandatory source of the complex network of antioxidants that stops that damage. When I finally recognized how important Juice Plus was as a bridge to better health, I really embraced it fully because it's the best, strongest, most proven catalyst to better health that I've ever seen.
Okay. All right. So Kathy, why don't you show us how easy it is to send that little video to our preferred customers or anybody else? What's that right there that you're clicking, Kathy?
That's a link. That's just, it looks like a little link. Now you could send them via email. You could send it to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, email, or just even copy the link. And it says successfully copied to clipboard. So now I can, if I'm on my phone, I can take that and immediately go to my text messages and send it there. Or I can go to one of my emails, open it up, start typing, and include it there.
See how easy this is, guys? And there's, I don't know, at least 12 medical professionals here. This is a year's worth of customer education if you were to send one a month to your customer base. Because remember, I'm not the least bit interested in you guys getting a lead and then having that lead disappear. I am interested in you maintaining a strong customer base. And like Michelle said, that comes with education and little messages. That was a minute and 10 seconds. Your customers will watch a video. If you say, hey, this is just a little over a minute, take a minute and watch this. Okay. Yes. Nice and streamlined. Okay. So that's what's available to us. Now, Kathy, let's show everybody where they can find their own personalized partner page. So first, guys, you're going to need to know your username and password. Okay, so you go to juiceplus.com and you log in the right-hand corner is going to say log in. You can log in as a customer if you have created other accounts, or you can log in as a partner. If you log in as a partner, there's Terry Luongo. There's my username, password, incorrect. Let's try it again. All right. Up in the right-hand corner, I am going to minimize my screen so I can see what Kathy is doing. I might tell you to do the same thing. If you look up in the right-hand corner, you see how it says Terry M? Okay, click down to partner. Is it partner page? Partner page. Let me see. I'm going to minimize so I can see what you're doing, Joe. There it is. There's terryluongo.juiceplus.com. And then you have a separate one for the Tower Garden. This is your personalized partner page. When I send terryluongo.juiceplus.com to a prospect, they just have to click that and it takes them right into the Juice Plus website, but they're under my umbrella. They place an order, it's under my umbrella. You'll never, ever have to worry about a prospect placing an order and having it disappear. All right, does that help, guys, for those of you that did not know where your personalized partner website was?
One of the things I'd like to add there, Terry, is if you don't like, if it's something that's just doesn't work for you, you can look and see what else they would suggest or that you could use instead. And
Let's
you
see
can
what that
use
is, Kathy. Let's see any other suggestions that they have for Terry Luongo.
Terry Luongo 1, Terry dash Luongo, T
Oh.
Luongo, T dash Luongo,
I kind of like
T17.
that T-17. I have no idea what that is. I probably wouldn't pick that one. But I do like T Luongo, juiceplus.com. That's kind of cool. So thank you, Kathy. We're not going to update it. I'm very happy with what I have, but we have options and choices. So
I don't know if everybody can see, but if we were to, I'm going to go ahead and click on Terry Luongo. You'll see up in the top. Can you see that up there? That you'll see that tluongo.juiceplus.com is what shows up now.
yeah, isn't that cool, guys? So just know, all right, you can take me back to the main room, Kathy. All right, here's the deal. Show of hands, honest, how many of us are still working on the old classic virtual office? Oh my word. All right. I feel like I have failed you as a leader. No, I would never feel that way, but here's the deal, guys. The classic virtual office is closed in Canada. They have shut it down. They're operating solely off of juiceplus.com. Hunger Games song plays as we. So true. All right. So here's the deal, guys. If we need to get used to doing this, okay? And the sooner the better. If you've been to the classic in the past 2 or 3 days, you notice they've already minimized the look of the classic. It's like, oh, where'd those categories go? Well, the company decided we didn't need those anymore. All right. And they probably know it now that we have, and I was so reticent because of the old website. I wasn't comfortable with it, but since they've launched this last week, I have really a renewed sense of excitement and hope and wanting to get in myself to point and click and figure things out. All right, so let's be doing that. If you don't know how to get your own web page, you can always, talk to me on Voxer or email me or text me or call me. I want to make sure that everybody knows what their own personal web page is. If you're ahead of the loop, then feel free to start sharing that link with people that you know and love. Because remember, guys, what's coming next? Customer referrals. Okay, that we're going to be able, look at Patty Gregg. That we're going to be able to send that link to people and, a customer reward program. So we're going to all have to get proficient. You guys made my day when every hand went up and everybody's still on the classic. Thank you for validating my insecurities. But times are changing. All right. I hope you got something out of the call tonight. Anybody have any questions before we say goodnight? Because it's only 6:05 here on the coast. I'm pulling out my Reebok step, picking up my weights. Okay. It's still time to move. All right, guys. Know I love you. No, I appreciate you. Peace and blessings. See you next Monday night. This is the best way to start the week. All right. So long. Thank you, Amy.
Bye, Terry. Thank
Love
you so much. It
Thank
was
you,
very
Michelle.
helpful.
Everybody, just say good night. I want to hear you all say good night. Unmute yourselves.
Good night.
Thanks, Terry, so much.
Aloha.
Everybody.
Good. Thank you so much, Terry.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Love ya. Take
Good
care.
night.
You too, Terry.
I will need some
Thank you,
help.
Kathy. Thank you, our Kathy.